Alright guys, this is part 2 of the collection video. If you want to see the first part, hit up the video before this, but we will keep going. One of the cool things about this last month was that it was my birthday, which is exciting, but it was time for me to go back home, and I was able to get a lot of shops and hit them up that I don't usually see. So I was able to sort of treat myself for my own gifts, and I got a few gifts in return from a lot of generous family members and friends. So we'll keep going. Starting up the birthday roundup, if you will, were a lot of DS games. So at GameStop, I got Spore Creatures. It was a few dollars. I've never actually played the original Spore. I've played Dark Spore, and now I have Spore Creatures, but not the original. This one is not quite the same as the DS exclusive version, but again, it's just a few bucks. Super cool find, A Witch's Tale. It was a great price, because usually you find it for a lot more money than just, I think, $6 at GameStop. But this one uses the stylus only. It's an RPG, very Japanese-oriented, interesting art style. Should be pretty fun. River King, Mystic Valley is an interesting one for us because I think that we actually already own this, we being my girlfriend and I. But for $2 and just to risk the gamble, I thought it was going to be worth it. And lastly is Hotel Dusk, Room 215. This one is usually regarded as a really good game that flew under the radar for a lot of people. It's more of the visual novel style. I mean, it says on the front, mystery novel. And so I guess reminiscent of Professor Layton, but more so maybe Virtue's Last Reward, things like that, which are really story-driven. And I'm really happy for that one. That should be a fun game to play. Close to us here in California, a Blockbuster Video, of all things, I thought they were all gone, actually finally did leave, and they had a few games for sale in the last week. So for a really good price, I was able to pick up Bioshock Infinite, finally, for the Xbox 360. I played it about 3 weeks ago now. I unfortunately haven't been able to get back into it, but it's still a really good game, and I enjoyed what I saw first, so great to find that one. And Anarchy reigns also on the Xbox 360. It's a brawler/fighting game by Sega. I probably would have let it go if it wasn't, well, one, kind of cheap, and two, it's getting reviews, and people are using the words like, it's like Power Stone, and that's a great game, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Also, at that same Blockbuster, I was able to find Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch for the PS3. The Studio Ghibli RPG, super cool game, lots of great reviews, so this is a really fun one. If I can ever dedicate 50 hours to a game, I'll probably play this one next, but we'll see how that goes. Also here in California, pretty exciting again, a few new places opened up to start selling games, and while they didn't have a lot of great selections, there were a few finds, including that Crash Bandicoot game I found earlier. Also was Donkey Kong Land for the Game Boy, original Game Boy. This one's fun. I remember playing it actually with my cousin when he visited when I was way younger, and having that one actually again rounds out the series, and now I have 1, 2, and 3 for the Game Boy Color, and they all stand out because they have the strange, I guess, banana-colored yellow cartridge, so that's cool. And the Donkey Kong Land games aren't ports of Donkey Kong Country, they're actually original games for the Game Boy. So if you're looking for more Donkey Kong, definitely check it out. Now, my brother sent me a game strictly to have in my collection because he knew I didn't have it, and it's a game that actually is pretty cool. So the Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay on the original Xbox. Still, it's complete, brand new, actually sealed, and it'll probably stay sealed. And that was his intention when giving it to me, was that I would have it like that. So thank you very much for the gift. That is super fun to have, and it'll look nicely on the shelf, just like you said. Just for $2, I was able to find Genji, Days of the Blade for the PS3. Now, this is the second game in the series, and I do have the first one, and it's not regarded as being that good, but it is an exclusive for the PS3, and it's just a regular old hack and slash brawler, but we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll give it the time of day, but usually even the first one's regarded as the better one of the two. Again, pretty excited whenever I can buy new Dreamcast games, so I went home and I got these few. Striker Pro 2000, this is just a soccer game. It was $2, I don't have it, that's the only reason I bought it. And more exciting is Speed Devils Online Racing. Now, the store that had this actually had this game and the original Speed Devils, which isn't online. And I didn't know that apparently you need to be online to play this game, so I guess this one is just going to sit there and not do anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've heard. So, again, didn't have it, that's why I got it. And we'll do a video for this actually coming up probably after you do this Sunday Roundup. Bought a lot of Wii games this past month. We'll start off with Alien Syndrome by Sega. Not really a remake, but more of a sequel, if you will, of the actual original Alien Syndrome for, I want to say NES or something even earlier. It's just a third-person action game. You kill a lot of aliens, shoot big guns, things like that. Battalion Wars II for the Wii. It's the sequel to, obviously, Battalion Wars, which was on the GameCube, which at the time I thought was a spiritual successor to Advance Wars, which in some ways it is, but it is its own separate game series still by Nintendo. This was just $4, so it was a cool find. Mushroom Man, The Spore Wars, just $6 for this one too. This is a game that I'm expecting to be pretty good. It got a lot of publicity when it first came out for being a very unique game, interesting concept, and it actually played pretty well. I mean, the cover of the box says, the quote is, best game for the Wii since Mario Galaxy, and I mean, that's one of the best games on the Wii, so either that guy's super hyperbolic or this game was actually pretty good. So we'll see how that one goes. Arcade Hits Pack, Gunblade New York and LA Machine Guns. When I was searching for classic games to find on the Wii, or games that are totally worthwhile that flew under the radar, this game always showed up, and it's because it includes those two shooting games, which are arcade ports of really excellent shooters. So again, Sega did this one. You can go out and say they're probably the best ones to do shooting games. House of the Dead is their series, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that one too, and it was only a few dollars. Can't find it complete when I just started looking for it. That's always pretty fun. And lastly for the week, one of the games I've been looking for a long time is Dragon's Lair Trilogy on the Wii. Now this game includes Dragon's Lair 1, Dragon's Lair 2, and the sort of spiritual successor Space Ace right in the middle there. Looking for it for a long time, because I originally found it at a GameStop maybe 2 years ago, and it was $5, and I was like, I don't really want this game. Then afterwards I decided to myself, yeah, I really do want this, and then of course I could never find it until 2 years later, and it was $15. Still, not a bad find, and I'm excited to play that one. They're 3 classic games, all very unique styles, and probably worthwhile for anyone to check out looking for something a little bit older. So that is it for this month. Lots of cool finds all over the place. It's a great spread of titles. If you have any questions for things you want to see, or want to know where I got the games, how to find things yourself, or what to look for, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.